Well, welcome back to London and Sky Magazine's coverage of the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships. We've got an open division game here between Germany in the white shirts and Canada in the black shirts. Your commentators for this one, the triumvirate of Sky's commentary talent down here in London this week. Tom Sells, that's myself, and I'm joined up here by David Price and Liam Grant. David.
Hi there, guys. It's nice to see you this morning in sunny London. As Tom mentions, we're here in the final game of the power pools between Canada and Germany. I think the way we're going to do this is Liam knows a lot about the Germans, and he'll do play-by-play for them. Potentially, I'm going to do between me and Tom, will do play-by-play for Canada, and of course we'll all add some fantastic colour in between. So Germany is starting on offense, and welcome to the stage, Liam Grant.
Thank you very much. Really excited to see this German O-line and how they handle the disc. I know we have two sets of twins on the German field, so I'll do my best to recognize the players, and another brother in there as well. Not the handle line I was expecting to come out there. Number 92 on the disc. Reinhardt. Germany looking to lash it there, but just pull back a little. Swinging the disc well. I think that's Beutenmüller there, getting a bit of contact. Not too happy with his Canadian counterpart. But they discussed it well, and we're coming back in.
So a lot of pressure there from Taylor Cotwa.
Beutenmüller now. Germans always looking deep, and that one gets ballooned up in the air. Two guys under it. Oh, and a great defensive play by the Canadians.
That's Peter Yu there under the disc. A great catch up there to get under that huck. It was a bit too floaty from the Germans, but well played on defense there by Canada. So Yu putting it deep straight away to number 6. Braden G. G fakes down the line, doesn't like the option he's given, but he's got a nice post player in number 89. Nick Boucher. And I believe contact has been called on the field. Apologies in advance if we get some of these names wrong. Canadian, French, English is not our forte here.
And Richard from the scoring team's just got the rosters, going to try and bring them across to the stands for us over here.
So Boucher on the disc with a beautiful left-hand break there to number 45. Malcolm Bryson, he swings it back. Oh, to you, just able to reel that one in, who goes for that knifey goal straight back to 45, who simply doesn't catch it the way he wanted to.
I think he had too much maple syrup on his pancakes this morning. Not be able to get his hands on that one.
Yeah, either sticky or too slippy. Should have gone with 2.
One turnover each from both these sides. Nerves at the start of this game, and the wind having an impact as well. We're in for a really exciting match here in the stadium.
So Germany again able to almost turn over, and yet on the second go, Canada makes sure. Now with number 23, Fred Lamb, then to Yu. Yu goes into the corner and gets it to 12. Goal scored by Samson Hoy. Couple turns there for both teams, not able to hold their offense, but Canada eventually get that break, 1-0. And what a celebration we see from the Canadians.
Yeah, that was a big early point, wasn't it? The Canadians managing to reel it in and score it in the end, but Germany will be kicking themselves. Having been given 2 opportunities to get that point on the board, they do not capitalise on either and gift a point to the Germans. Mistakes from both sides, and the wind a big factor. If you're watching us and you've not been watching the previous game, the wind is coming over the top of the camera and towards us in the stands on the far side of the pitch. So it's a crosswind game, slight up and down, but mainly it's crosswind. And I'm having a little bit of a shuffle up here in a commentary booth. Myself, David Price, and Liam Grant. That's Tom Stiles, David Price, and Liam Grant for the coverage. And I've got centre stage, which is nice. Liam, what are we expecting from this German side? You were speaking to them before the game.
Yeah, I think Captain Nico Müller will be disappointed they didn't get their first 0 point there. I was expecting to see Mo Brauchlaucker on that O-line, but I guess they're saving him for the D-line for his fantastic pulls.
So Canada with a floaty pull there.
Germans getting to brick this one. Reinhardt now with the disc, running to the brick mark. Hits Nico Müller. That deep option always a threat with the German team. Jams it up line on. Just gathers that one in. The Canadian teammate saying that he's good. Hartmann now with the disc. Aggressive upline cutting. And a pick called. Hartmann on the disc now. Discussing this pick call. Disc back in now. Nice swing off by the Germans. Can't get the continuation. Nico Müller. Oh, and an uncharacteristic drop from the Germans there.
I think the wind took a big part in that, and here we see the wind again. Number 1 going straight to you. That's William Vu throwing that to you, not able to connect due to the wind.
Germans always looking for that quick pickup. Deep shot is there, they send it. Oh, and just not a great put. The German player giving up on that one as well.
Yeah, the deep cut was a solid cut, but he gave up and wound his run back in. Jan Schollen with the deep cut. It's closely marked by the Canadians. They're not going to give the Germans very much space out here on the pitch. The defense from both sides not needing to make too many blocks so far. The wind's doing a lot of the work for them, and mistakes as well.
So Oliver Dennis on the disc, gets it to number 1. William Vu down the line to 17 with a bit of give and go. Back on Vu now. Vu really wants that inside, and he gets it eventually from 26. Ing Chen resets to Vu. Again with that same move down that line. Ing Chen to Vu and back again. Oh, and a lefty scuba to number 9. Oliver Sen Dennis. A very nice bit of offense down this break side on this far sideline. Looking quite easy for the Canadians when they get the disc there.
Oh, William Vu with that champagne left-hand scuba into the end zone. Got to love a bit of the old lefty scuba when it comes out. And it was not a short pass either, was it? What, 20 yards? He sent that disc. Perfection shot from William Vu. I hope we see a lot more of that. Canadians leading this one 2-0.
Yeah, it takes a lot of bravery there to take on that shot in this sort of wind. So we'll expect more of that later in the game.
A lot of the German O-line returning to their side for their third 0 point. I think they may have brought in Mo Brauchlaucker now to see if he can do the business for them.
I believe a lot of these German boys have just come back from the US Open, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they went as part of Inside Raquette, which is kind of a development Germany team, usually the national team, but I think they take a few extras as well. Good performances there. I think they got 1 or 2 wins, maybe over Temper, maybe Goat, I'm not entirely sure, but huge experience there, and almost half this team then going to Copenhagen in a week's time, so busy schedule for the Germans. Deutschland now. Jorg to Reinhardt. To Nico Müller, who lashes it deep straight away. The tall Canadian back there. This one's, oh, what a D by the Canadian.
I think that's number 80. Oh, no. No, it's number 80. Kevin Gruhl. Just in the right place, and he had definitely had a high advantage there on his German offensive player. So now Canada with another chance of a break. Goes deep to Vu. And it looks like he's going to have to... No, not just fading out of the pitch. This wind is playing havoc a little bit with some of the longer shots that the both teams want to take on.
I think it's going to be a battle to see if either team can adapt, play a bit more of a shorter game. The deep shot's not the advantage, and if they do go up, they're going to stay and float high in the sky for a long time.
Nice pass there by Reinhardt to Blauklacker. Sends it up the field. A bit better now from Germans. Nice patient offense. And they jam it up the line. Great goal. Nico Müller with the assist.
Yeah, excellent stuff from the Germans. You know, 3 or 4 passes all up the open side. Scoring nicely in the corner. That's the more assured play from them. And they bring a point back to the board. 2-1. Canada leading this one. You're listening to Sky Magazine's coverage from the WFDF World Under-23 Ultimate Championships from London. Tom Stiles, Liam Grant and David Price. 3 for the price of 2 here at Sky Magazine, and we're bringing you colour and commentary for Canada versus Germany. Power pool game in the open division.
We should just have a shout out to our kit sponsor, VC Lookfly. Done a great job with these Sky jerseys, as well as many of the team jerseys here we see. Canada now starting on offense. A very nice bladed backhand pull. That's going to be quite deep. If that lands in, that's an absolute peach, but no, it's just a few yards too deep. Some lovely float and blade on that though. Crowd now gathering for both teams. We've got a few Canadians in front of us. Germans down to our right, to your left. Can't quite see the number of the chap who's picking up, but we've got an isolation play in the middle of the stack of the pitch. 77 not able to get free. They eventually get it out to the middle, and a miscommunication on that reset from the back. 77, number 77 is Hugh Knapp. Wasn't communicating well with the handler there.
The Germans now had a chance to break. Mo Blauklacker running this defense. You saw him with that great pull earlier that just drifted out of bounds. Running a bit of a 3-man weave here, the Germans. Oh, and a huge layout deep by Canada.
I still can't see his number. The 73, Ben Burrell, a lovely peach of a D there. Canada instantly getting on that break side with 97. On 97, again, there's another miscommunication on the field. 97 to 27.
Mo Blauklacker with the massive D there. Oh, and he sends one to the end zone, and it's a goal! Mo with the bookends. We saw this man a few years ago back in Dublin, running the show for the German team back then. He's been playing for a long time, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and this man has been at the gym, I can tell you boys. He was a little scrawny lad back in Dublin. Still had an amazing arsenal of throws, but now he looks like he could pull the head off a bear, I'd say.
That means the score is now 2-2 with a couple breaks each there. I've just got a little shout out from another Inside Rakete player, Stefan Roschbauer. He said he's watching back at home and supporting his fellow teammates from the German senior squad. Keep your eyes peeled for more shout outs. If you want us to mention you, tweet us on at Tom Stiles for Tom, at David_Price for me, or even at the Show Game, who are doing a lot of the live coverage here. I believe Liam doesn't have Twitter, although he's working on his Twinder app as we speak.
You can do at Sky Magazine. The hashtag we're all watching is WU23UC.
So Canada now on offense. 93 picking up. Jarrett Merrin struggling a little bit, but able to get it to 77. Hugh Knapp. Hugh Knapp swings to 24, Yu. Yu to Chatter. Chatter to Knapp. Knapp now in the middle. A bit of a side stack situation. Oh, and Yu not able to cut into the space he wants. Looks like he's called a foul.
A lot of contact as those two cut towards each other. Is the 57 shirt? I was blocking Yu as he tried to make that cut, but it's all been settled. They've had a slap of hands and plays back on. Yu still with the disc.
Yep, Yu uncontested, goes deep straight away. With a lovely read by number 10, Gathan Chatter. And a lovely buttery dish to 73, Ben Burrell. I might have just stolen an adjective from Liam Grant there, who's given me quite an evil grin, but you know, you've got to share the commentary love.
They're all my butter biscuits, my friend. Don't you ever try and steal them again. We saw earlier in the game, Colombia, Japan was a very carnival party atmosphere. This one more emulating the opening scene of Gladiator, the movie. It's a real battle we have in our hands.
Who would be Marcus Aurelius in this metaphor we've brought up here?
I think it's Mo Brooklacher representing Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered wife, husband to a murdered daughter.
You've definitely got that quote exactly correct.
And he will have his vengeance in this game or the semis.
So if Liam has got butter, you need a different lubricant as your adjective, I think, for maybe oily.
For very nice throws, you mean?
Yeah.
We'll have maybe oily. We'll have to think about this more, because the reason it works is the alliteration. So we need to think of alliterative. Send in your ideas for alliterative throwing adjectives. We've got a few in there, like peppery and I don't know what that's for, but fiery. Sorry for Flick. But anyway, back to the game. Canada also pulling out the other side, and Germany now on offense.
Reinhardt with the disc, being given his vocal part of the German offense. Surprised to see not Nuke Mueller or Boyton Mueller. Same in the whole stack. Nuke Mueller busting free with not much trouble. Finding Hartmann. And they send the disc again. And I don't know what the Germans are doing here. They get their first two cuts down perfectly. They obviously have some kind of string play and maybe just pushing that deep shot a little too much.
Both Canadian players there playing some very good defense. 2-on-1. Peter Yu got a great start to this game. So the Canadians moving it quickly. But again, this win playing a bit of trouble with their offense. Number 11 there throwing away, Taylor Cotwa.
99 Lars Schmidt with the D. They send it again. Nico Mueller trying to chase this one down. And another great D.
Yu is just playing the field. He's noticing exactly where the Germans want to put it and not able to cut out the offense there. Sorry, able to cut out the offense. So Yu to 23, who sends it deep to the streaking Canadian who's got time to toe it in for an easy goal. 45, Malcolm Bryson.
Yeah, fantastic play from the Canadians. I don't know where Bryson found all the space he found, but the Canadian was free in acres of space. And we're seeing Yu being a really dominant player for Canada in the 24 shirt. Not the most physically tall player, but making up for it with his foot speed and getting on top of a lot of Canadian defense. Timeout's been called. 4-2, the Canadians lead this one against Germany in the open division.
The assist there was from Lamb, number 23, Fred Lamb.
Peter Yu seems to be the standout for the Barbarians at the moment in this great battle. Swinging his battle axe there above his head, owning the skies.
So we're saying the Canadians are the Barbarians. Is that what we're going for? Okay.
I can see the Germans being more like the crisp in control Romans.
Okay, but the Germans in the actual film are the Barbarians. Just to be clear.
Don't know what you're trying to say there, Pricey.
Okay, well, we've got to work on these metaphors. I've had a suggestion that we might try and get Tarantino films into a later game. But for now, we're sticking with the epic of Gladiator.
Ezekiel 25:17, the path of the righteous man. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I want to.
So Canada pull. No, that landed in, but they're calling offside.
That was the perfect time to call offside, wasn't it? That pull just landing in, drifting out the back, so he would have been able to bring it to the front line. But the offside rule being enforced and helped out by the game advisors. So the game advisors signal offside above their head with their arms crossed. It's only an advisory call, and it's not an active call, but the other team are able to then signal that they want to take them up on that sort of offside offer. And the first one of the game is a repull, which is what Canada are having to do right now. After that, they concede territory for any subsequent offsides. We'll see if that happens this game. Germany with the disc now. And again, it goes out of the back of the end zone, so bringing it to the brick mark.
Yeah, that one working out well for the Germs. Get the brick this one and also have the Canadians under pressure not to be offside again. See for this O-line, Jan Scholen, better known as Jensen downfield, Butenmuller, Mo Brocklocker, Nico Tamo. He's got that big left arm, puts it out in the face. Ooh, just getting down on that one. This German offense starting to look more fine-tuned now. Oh, the foot block!
Ing Chen with a wonderful foot block there. Brooklacker took too much time with that. Kind of signposted for Ing Chen to stick his foot right in the path of it, stopping that throw down the line. And Canada immediately taking a timeout.
That foot block just taking your breath away. All the Canadians in the stand here just going wild.
Yeah, Sky Magazine's coverage of the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships from London, brought to you by David Price, Liam Grant, and myself, Tom Stiles. And they were all enjoying this very tight power pool game between Canada and Germany. What's your predictions from the start of that game, David? What's your predictions on how this game's going to pan out?
If we look at the score, it's 4-2 Canada, but I don't feel like that's representative of the play we've had. Both teams able to break the other. I just feel that the Canadians are able to hold on to these breaks and play better offense at this point in the game. But as we all know, Ultimate, like many sports, is a game of runs. And whilst the momentum might be with the Canadians at the moment, as long as the Germans can stay in touch and regain some momentum, they might be able to claw their way back in. But for now, I'd probably say that the Canadians have the upper hand.
So if you are managing to get up early and enjoy this game and you are in Canada, it's a very, very early start for you if you're on the West Coast. Please do give us a shout out. Also, our German fans, if you're in Germany, do send us a message. What we'd really also like you to do, if you're watching, is just pick up the URL from your browser. If you're watching it on your phone, just click the share button and post the link out in your Facebook status or your Twitter status, whatever you need to do in order to share the message around to your friends and family, whether they're Frisbee players or otherwise. This is a great opportunity to get the word out about our fantastic sport while we've got ultimate, high-quality international ultimate on screens and available to watch right now. Disc is coming back in after that timeout. Canada with the disc.
So number 9 picks it up. That's Oliver St. Dennis, and easily brought in by number 1, William Vu. Straight out of that timeout, they had a plan and they looked like they went straight for the goal. St. Dennis to Vu. Easy pickings for Canada there. Now 5-2.
Yeah, Vu really owning that number 1 shirt there, making so much space for himself to catch the disc. The German giving up chasing him a long time before the disc arrived in the end zone and perfectly towed in down that sideline.
Yeah, the Germans walking back to this line, shaking their head. Not the start they wanted. Just a lot of bad deep shots so far this game.
Got a lot of great coverage coming up for you today. 2 more streamed games from Sky Magazine. I hope you can stick around and enjoy those with us. If you want to get in touch with us, Twitter's the best way to do that. Hashtag WU23UC. And the disc coming down in the hands of the Germans right now, landing in and drifting to the sideline.
65 Ron, picking up that one. To Reinhardt. To Ron again. Almost a bit of a zone there from Canada, but seems like they might be transitioning now. Reinhardt. Looking for that poppy pass, good faking there. Schmidt. To Mo. Oh, what a buttery backhand break across the field and brought in by the Germans. Punkt for Deutschland.
Well, that was an audacious pass right across the pitch into space, trusting the receiver. There was big pressure from the 93 shirt of Jarrett Meron for Canada, but perfectly read, positioned his body, and the Germans reel it in and put the score on the board for Germany. It's 5-4 to Canada.
Unreal stuff there from Mo Bruchlauker. Probably the best handler at the tournament this week. He's just got a monumental amount of throws and really scary to come up against him. Helps that he's a lefty as well.
That's a big shout there. Best handler at the tournament, but that was quite a phenomenal disc. Seeing the opportunity early, floating it up and across the pitch into space. Impressive stuff from the German. Maybe it is 5-3 actually, not 5-4. What's your recollection, David?
I think 5-3 is right, since they've only had there definitely should be evens, and there's only been a break, 3 breaks for Canada, on 1 for Germany. So Canada now on offense, and the German pull going straight out, giving Hugh Knapp the ability to brick the mark. Looks like Germany is setting up a cup of some description with the Phyllis Award winner on the mark. So Knapp on the disc. He has Wright as his dump out here, number 33. Wright fakes. Gets it across to 97. Edward Guo. Guo appears to have called a foul on the throw. It did come out a bit strange, so I think it's uncontested. Guo on this far sideline. He wants to get it to 10. Ooh, bobbles, but gets on the second attempt. That's Chatha. Chatha goes deep to a bidding number 80. And a lovely goal there for Kevin Gruhl. The Germans are still applying some pressure now, and Canada are starting to struggle slightly on their offense, but still able to punch that one in for the 6-3 lead.
Lovely stuff there from Canada, really looking dominant right now. The Germans, I don't know what's going on. Maybe a little tired from US Open. I know these a lot of these guys play with bad skid over in Germany, and they do like to play a little risky. They like to huck it quite a bit. We saw them in the windmill wind-up final a few years ago, where they were throwing all sorts of stuff down the field, and really exciting to watch. But I was hoping they would have settled down a bit now and be a bit more cautious, because they need to be if they want to win this game.
You just get the feeling the Canadians are going to punish them if they get given the disc too many times. And that's been the case so far. Canada with the 3-point advantage. Germans need to tidy it up a little bit.
Canada ready to pull, and Germany ready to receive.
To Reinhardt with the disc now. Cheeky little inside flick. Lots of deep options. Hits the under. Oh, and a poach D.
89 there, sitting in the lane. Nick Bocher gets it to one player. Oh, and then after one misread, in comes the bid from... Oh, but something's been called, whether it's up or down. A great bid there by... I can't quite see his number.
It looked like as he caught that disc, the disc twisted underneath his hand and was scraping along the ground as he got control of it. And there's been a call back on the play as well here. So it wasn't just about whether that disc was up and down. There was actually a call on the throw. Obviously that quick turn from Canada being called back. And actually it's been called back before that even. Is this the throw? Or is it just two players off the disc crashing into each other back?
I think they've called travel, actually, on the throw.
There's a conversation going on between the German 14 player, Michael Butemuller.
Yeah, Beutemuller there, chatting with McKenzie from the Canadian team. If you notice, he's the side of his head shaved. A lot of Canadian guys choosing to have a ceremonious head shave altogether. Coming up with some silly haircuts. One of the few teams here having a few beers. I often roam around the accommodation night time looking for a couple of lads to have the chats with. And the Canadians a big fan of Galahad beer that they found in Aldi not so far away.
I've never heard of Galahad, but then Aldi does sell some very interesting variety of beer and other things. But it appears to have gone back all the way to when the turn occurred. Regardless, that was a great play by Jordan Ing-Cheng. So Yu now on the disc. Looks for the shame option, but can't get it back. The central handler, Yu, on the disc, swinging it all the way over to 26, who's fouled instantly. That's Jordan Ing-Cheng, the player who made that fantastic play just a few seconds ago. So Ing-Cheng holds it on this near side, gets it over to Yu. Back to Ing-Cheng. These two players playing very well together, as we demonstrate with a goal for Yu. Not only is he great behind the disc, but great at getting those goals in that front corner there. And Canada rushing the field.
Yeah, if the Germans are going to have any success against this Canadian team, they need to be able to close down Yu, because his speed is just devastating at the moment. That quick change of discs, you could see exactly what he was doing there. Disc to Ing-Cheng, set off immediately, and just a foot speed taking him into a great position at the front of the zone. The rest of the Canadian team passive and watching that one go in. They knew exactly what their number 24 shirt was up to. Canada with a dominant lead at the start of this game. 4-point lead of 7-3 is the score. Canada beating Germany.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know the significance of this game. They're definitely looking ahead to quarters and semis. And the loser of this game will end up on the side of the draw with USA. Going into the start of this game, you probably would have picked USA, Canada, Germany as the three strongest teams in the division. Japan and Austria in there as well. But I think everyone wants to avoid a possible semi with USA.
Yeah, I think every team will have that same outlook. But potentially teams tanking in the final power pools or tanking in quarters just to make that avoidance and play them hopefully in a final. But we'll see what happens later on in the tournament. And for now, I hope that these teams are playing this game and its relevant importance the correct way.
Velba there with the disc. We see more of the D-line handlers now out in the field for Germany. Nice little thread the needle there from Mo, who's looking deep immediately, and he usually is. This one brought down by the Canadian player.
Yeah, Nick Boucher with the great read on that disc. Brings it down for Canada. They've got it now.
Can't quite see the player who's on the disc now, but yeah, that was a lovely bit of D there by Boucher. Upfield, the Canadians quite deep away from their handlers. It looks like it could be a 3-4 horizontal stack. But there's no real isolation going on yet. He's got Vu upfield, Lim. Ing Chen is there too. Vu getting under. It's a bit messy in the back, but there's a reset coming from 89. Butcher. Butcher, the lefty, getting it to 9, and it's just a bit too far above him. Olivier St. Denis not able to hold on to that disc for love nor money.
Yeah, continuing to be impressed by Wu. Just a little fake then, getting himself free there.
Mo on the disc again. I think he's calling a foul. Yeah, pick up field there. Good lefty flick. Oh, massive fake there. Fooling his Canadian marker. Oh, and bad stuff there from the Germans.
Canadian handler 22 wanted to move quickly, Oliver Telfer, but his compatriots wanting to set up a vert stack. Telfer fakes the deep shot, looks across the 9, goes down the and a foul called on the mark. Oh no, a stall out. That seems very quick, actually. I'd argue that.
Volleyball with the stall out. Yeah, it seemed quite quick for me. I know
that's a fast count, but maybe we can see that back in the replay.
We had one a few days ago on the show field. We decided to time it, and it was a contested stall out coming in at 6.1 seconds.
I believe that was in the GB Austria game, am I right?
I think you're right there, David, yeah.
Not being biased.
I'd say most ultimate players, if you time them, they'd probably come in around the 8 mark, but 6 is a bit ridiculous. Germany now, I think there's their call. Beutenmüller, I should say Beutenmüller with the disc. We have 2 Beutenmüllers. This is number 26, Samuel. We also have his brother, Mikkel. And Samuel with the easy score to number 11, Perle.
Yeah, both teams not afraid to get a little bit physical already. We've seen some of the marks getting shoulder to shoulder and chest to chest with as they're coming to mark the disc. And both teams are quite comfortable with that. There don't seem to be any complaints too much. The Germans trailing the black shirts of Canada in this one so far. You're watching Skyd Magazine's coverage of the WFDF World Under-23 Ultimate Championships from the University College London Sports Ground in St Albans on the edge of the capital city. It's the same venue that's going to be used for World Ultimate and Guts Championship. It's next year, and we're looking forward to hosting that one. Liam Grant.
Just got word there from Anthony Wilson, our cameraman, who's on that near sideline. Apparently, the German calling delay of game and starting the stall count before the Canadian had picked up the disc. Not sure if that's allowed or.
Yeah, the rules state that you can actually start stalling once you've said delay of the game. If you feel like they're taking too much time to pick up the disc or bring the disc in. But Canada now have with a chance to hold on their offense. The Germans have pulled out quite a tight zone here, like they did the other way, but looks like the Canadians have got round it. Now we're here with 97, Edward Guo. Guo resets to 93. Meron with a beautiful lefty flick there. Gets it to Gruel. Gruel doesn't like that down the line shot. Or the reset back. Takes a lovely inside break and kept alive by 33. Nick Wright gets it across to you, but on a second attempt, sorry, not you. That's Hugh Kampf. Oh, and almost the same shot there. Dropped this time by number 17. Oh, sorry, 10, Gadan Chatter.
David Schall now on the disc. He has 2 other brothers out there for the Germans as well. Sit back and enjoy this game, boys. This is a real battle. Oh, big swing out there to one of the other Schalls. Ooh. Clever now, almost fumbling that one outside the base and throws up a loose disc and thankfully gathered up by one of his teammates. He owes that man a pint. Another shall, Jonathan, to his brother. Some brotherly love there. Oh, and what a layout.
Gruel there with a beautiful bid, just on his shoulder, able to time his bid perfectly. You could see exactly what Schaps wanted. So Canada going deep instantly to Gruel. Will he get double happiness? No, not quite. On the wrong side of the disc there. 26. Samuel Butenmüller able to get the bid in there and save the Germans' attempt at a break.
Buitenmüller, great play in the disc.
Yeah, the Germans taking a few chances, risky discs. They can't afford to do that. And look at 73. And the German and Canada players off the disc just having a little bit of argy-bargy out there. This isn't the sort of thing we want to see in an ultimate game, but that's what they're up to. Both of them enjoying it.
Yeah, both of these teams very comfortable with a little contact.
And Chatha there with some lovely poach D in the lane. 97. And Chatha with a double happiness. Getting another goal there for Canada. 8-4. One away from half, where half here is at 9.
Yeah, it was the 77 shirt of David Schall, and I didn't see the Canada player. They were in the dump position, next to the handler on the sideline. Both of them completely away from the disc, not involved in the action, just bumping each other's chest, bumping each other's shoulders. A little bit of anger creeping into Schall's game there. Not really what we expect to see on an ultimate pitch, and I'm sure the captains will be having a chat about that.
Bit of tut-tut there from Daddy Tom Stiles. Bit of an older style player that you wouldn't want to be giving this man a bumps because he wouldn't be buying you a cup of tea afterwards. Yeah, a bit of talk on that delay of game and early start to the stall. I know in USAU rules, you can actually give kind of 10 seconds to pick up the disc when it's active on the field, and you're kind of almost allowed to stand over the disc, and the players will count you down for when you have to bring it in. 20 seconds if it's off the field. So maybe just the Canadians there not used to the Woof Duff rules.
Yeah, I think there's a new addition to the rules for Woof Duff in terms of the counting 10 and 20 seconds and giving delay of game. A very nice pull there from Canada. Just a roller out the back. Now they're able to set their defense, apply pressure on the Germans. As we're saying, yeah, the delay of game is probably a different way of playing in comparison to the USAU rules.
Now, Twitter says our stream is down. I don't know if, Anthony's giving us the thumbs up over there. Obviously, Mike working hard to get that back up and running, but I'm sure this has all been taped anyway. So, not able to watch it live, but able to watch it in replay. Fantastic game we're watching between Canada and Germany in the open division.
Deutschland with the disc. Good force there by Canadians, taking away some options. And a switch call as well. Hartmann with a wobbly lefty backhand. Hasn't quite got that throw down. Looking deep now, the option's definitely there. Acres of space here for the German. Milking that one. Lars Schmidt packed outside the end zone. And a dishy pass in and a good goal for the Germans. And the women team on the sideline here going crazy. Lots of support here for Team Deutschland. Marcel Hartmann with the goal, who has been doing a lot of cutting for this German O-line.
Yeah, all the play was made by that big, tall Lars Schmidt running down pitch and collecting that disc ahead of his German counterpart. He got very, very free. And that was nice to see from Schmidt. Germans keeping in this one. They trail Canada 8-5, but not out of it by any stretch.
The wind here is, as we've already mentioned, coming from the camera towards us, but there's also a lovely bit of sun coming out now. I'm a bit worried for my friend and compatriot here, Liam Grant, as a pale Irishman. He's gonna burn.
I might have to redab the factor 50 at halftime. I know put on this morning, but reapply, folks.
The war paint.
My two biggest expenses at Ultimate Tournaments is sun cream and beer.
Germany with an incredible lefty backhand knifey pull, but not able to keep it in. That would have been fantastic if that had stayed in pitch.
That disc's travelled 50 metres. It's almost over the top of our production tent, so the Sky tent, that it's blown the full width of the pitch across and still finished out of bounds.
Almost crashed into EI 407 on its way to Dublin today.
So Canada up on the brick mark with a German fought zone on a foul is called on the throw. 77 Hugh Knapp. It's a bit of discussion between Knapp and the German defender. Johannes Schal, who was actually one of the Phyllis Award winners and was able to go to a cut camp, I think either last summer or the summer before. We're definitely sure he's one of the Schals. We'll confirm later when we can see his number correctly. But he definitely won it was definitely he who won the Phyllis Award, which is an award given by the German Association to promising junior players, and then they'll send them out to an American ultimate camp. So Game Advisor has been asked for his advice. The advisor here is Dr. David Sparks. All the advisors can do is give the relevant rules, and the players then decide the call from there.
Yeah, now that I look at him, I think that's probably not Jonas Schal. Jonas being the youngest of the three brothers. Maybe David.
So Knapp faking a bit of a huck, gets it back, and there's a bit of a plate. Oh, again, Schal fouling 93, Jared Marin. The Germans appear to want to just slow down the Canadians, make them take on their B and C options. Marin faking, going it back. And they go all the way back. Just a lot of give and goes at the moment. They're not able to find the hole they want through the zone, or the pivot they want. Again, another foul. At this point, this is the third call. Bad Skid, one of the teams to have the first Spirit timeout at World Ultimate Championships in Lecco last year with the Game Advisors. Oh, but here's a different matter. Different team, different calls. So the Germans now have a chance to break.
Germans coming down with this disc and sending it straight to the end zone as they always do. And Chada putting a lot of pressure on. Oh, and what a layout grab for Deutschland. Goodness gracious me, folks. What a grab.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible stuff from Germany. He looked like he was going to grab it with his right hand. It eventually came up in his left hand. Question marks from the crowd about whether that was up or down, but given by the game advisors signaling that no question from the Canadians about the score. Amazing stuff from Germany. That deep shot looked well marked out, but persistence in the face of the Canadian defense, getting it and closing this game up. Actually, the Germans with their zone clogging the spaces for the Canadians who've been flowing so smoothly up until this point. 8-6 is the score. Germany just trying to prevent the Canadians from getting away any further.
Yeah, the groundskeeper was here yesterday cutting the grass and lining the fields, and I think the Germans be thankful that he did, because if that grass was any longer, I think that disc would have been down.
Yeah, the groundsman here doing a fantastic job. As you may have noticed, the pitches here are quite high quality. That's due to this venue being used by Watford Town FC. They're now a Premiership football team. But Canada now on offense, away from the football. 24, that's PTU. That central handler. They're still playing this zone, and yet again, slowing down the Canadian offense. Another foul called. So Yu gets it back in, across to 77, Knapp. Knapp with a lovely scuba back to Yu. It instantly swings it to Lim, back to Yu, and Knapp. These three working well together so far. This is Lim to Chatter. Chatter resets to Yu. The Germans have now gone into man. He really wants that break side, but the Germans read it perfectly and get the disc moving immediately. Oh.
Mo Brocklocker like a terrier sweeping that one in, and not happy with his teammate for a pretty awful throw back to him there. David Schall, I'm sure his brothers might be giving a few punches after that one.
Quite disappointing there, but Hugh Knapp gets on the near sideline. Goes to the knife, high. Oh, and it looked like the German had it. But 97 comes down with it. Edward Guo.
Why did Moritz Schock not even bid? He was underneath that disc. He had position. David, well, all three of us stunned that the German didn't get any bids on that. He didn't even raise his arms. What was going on?
Yeah, I'm confused as you are there, Tom. I would have thought that was the Germans' turnover right there.
I almost thought maybe Schuck got hit in the back or something, and that's why he wasn't putting up his hands. But yeah, seemed like that disc was just above his head. Maybe he forgot what he was doing.
Maybe, but Canada now taking half, 9-6. There'll be a 10-minute break for the halftime. Here's the Sky Magazine's coverage of the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships here in London. Sponsors of VC, Lookfly, Discraft. Shout outs to those guys, doing a great job in the Ultimate community.
Yeah, myself, Tom Stiles with David Price and Liam Grant covering it for Skyed. It's our pleasure to be with you wherever you are in the world. Do hope you're enjoying the coverage that we're able to bring you with Skyed Magazine from London. We're having some technical problems this morning, but hopefully all those will be wrapped up before this afternoon.
So Tom, how do you feel that this matchup here, Canada versus Germany, has gone so far? And how do you feel like one of the teams will have to adapt, and what will they have to do to change the score?
Well, Canada impressive very early on with their pace and their throws, particularly Wu and Vu, William Vu, number 1, and number 24 shirt of Peter Yu. Making a lot of space for themselves and being very aggressive with their cuts and being picked off. And we saw when they came out against that zone a minute ago, real instinctive, instant throws, not waiting for the Germans to arrive, not hesitating, real trust between these players. They seem like the stronger team. The Germans have got some skills in there, but they're not firing on all cylinders at the moment. The pressure from the Canadians telling. I think the Canadians are going to have this one unless the Germans really step up quite a lot on their defense and really start to close down a bit more of the Canadian options. Having said that, the zone that the Germans have bought has had an impact. Canadians struggling a little bit, but they still lead this one by 3 points. And, we'll have to see at the start of the second half whether the Germans can apply a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there, Tom, especially about the sort of second quarter where Germany applied that zone, slowed down the Canadians. It's probably more. They probably wanted to see more of that, but they're going to have to be careful with their fouls. It's going to frustrate the Canadians, going to get them, riled up. And I wouldn't really want to shake that bear's cage, if I'm honest.
Liam called me old-fashioned and like Daddy Tom a minute ago for insisting that off the disc contact between two players was unnecessary. What's your feeling on that, David? Am I being old-fashioned? I'm happy to be called that if that's what the case is.
I don't know. I think it's very hard to say because every game has its different level of intensity and its different level of physicality. And I mean, I've played in the UK for a number of years now, and you'll play some teams and they won't like the physical game you play, and then other teams are perfectly happy to accept that. And I play for Fire of London, and their style is to be very physical on defense, and we often get called up on it, but we're happy to concede that some teams don't accept that, and then accept the calls that they make. And from there, that means we've set the sort of level of the physicality and the level of intensity that the team that team will accept. And that's just the way the spirit of the game works, and the way the ultimate generally works.
And I think these sort of international tournaments with different nations are used to different levels of physicality. You quite often get a clash of cultures where one team isn't happy to accept any contact and another team's expecting quite a lot of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And having played against many other European teams as well, they're like as a nation, I'd say, or a continent, they even have different levels of expected physicality compared to, say, the UK or the Americans or the Canadians. And you can see it, say, when you're playing European championships, people often say British teams are much more physical, and then they go and play an American team and they're again more physical, and it's, as you say, that different level and expectation.
I suppose as long as the team is giving as good as they get and accepting, you don't want someone who's very physical on the mark, and then when you touch them come on the way back, they call a foul. That would seem to be.
Yeah, I guess you'd argue they're being a bit hypocritical there, and that you got to give what you can take, right, and take what you can give.
But off the mark contact, is this something that we're going to see more of in the game generally?
I mean, we're seeing it a lot anyway. I mean, if you watched for those of you that were watching the GB USA game, you would see a lot of the upfield markers trying to push their player in one direction, and that would almost literally mean standing in the way of the direction that they want to go. So say a player wants to go deep, they would be standing under. They're trying to push their player deep. They would stand under and take that contact, take that hit. And if they fell over or they thought there was too much contact, they may potentially call foul. But in general, they want that, so they know they're sort of initiating them to say, okay, now they're going to go the other way, so they know to follow them deep or under, depending on which way they're pushing. So I don't know. I think you see a lot of it, and as we've already talked about, it's about whether there's an acceptance between the two players. And a few times in this game, we've already seen the Canadians and Germans disagreeing on that upfield contact, but in other cases, sort of being like, okay, this is the way we're playing. I'll go with it until it's gone too far.
Well, we've seen the Canadians out here passing around in their half-time break, and
the Germans are trying to find some shade by the looks of it.
Yeah, definitely not as comfortable in the heat. The pitches here at University College London sports ground are in immaculate condition.
And we now have all four of the commentary team. Jules Murray just joining us. Are we going to have a chat with all four of us? Don't know, let's not get excited. Let's bring it back to Liam, who's also joined us here.
I am bamboozled why Jules Murray is here, because I just ran over to the game, which I thought she was coaching. Her boys beating my Irish brethren 8-5, and obviously Jules seems pretty relaxed about the game, not worried too much about the Irish. Jules?
Hi. Yeah, feeling pretty good about it. I've just let Penny go and take over for a bit. I've been dying to watch this Germany team. I've heard a lot about them. Same with Canada, so I'm here on a bit of a scouting role. And also seem to be having one of those days where I think like the lads can lead themselves and I trust them to do a job. That's what I've built the team to do, so I'm just leaving them to it.
Well, yeah, I was just over there and they seem to be doing pretty well without you. I just got 3 points in the bounce. Maybe you should spend most of your time over here chatting with us, lads.
So that's 3 gelatos, no, Liam?
Yeah, I think the ice cream man is going to have his work cut out from today.
For folks at home, me and Liam, as the Irish and British commentators yesterday, decided to make a bet on the game today. Wherever the goal difference is the number of gelatos that the other will pay. So I'm currently up 3 by the sounds of it.
Just wondering if Jules has a perspective on our previous conversation about physical contact off the disc with your team. Have they been seeing any physical, what the physicality level's been like in the games that your team has played this tournament so far?
So it's actually something we feel quite strongly about and we've had a team discussion on. And that's to say that we sort of want to play at the same level as the other team. So you could go from 0, like any contact is a foul. If you initiate it, then that's a foul. Some teams now are happy with a slightly more physical game, but I think it has to be something that both teams agree on and decide that this is the acceptable level, and then anything past that is not acceptable. So there are some teams here that are much more sensitive to physical contact, and you need to respect that because it's in the rules. It says no initiation of contact. And then if another team wants to be more physical, that's fine. You can be as well, but then it's a case of if they then start calling stuff which originally they weren't calling or doing to you, then that's where it kind of goes a bit murky, because it's kind of like, well, this is the level of physicality we've agreed on. So I just think it depends, like, team by team, and kind of where both teams are happy is the important thing.
And that is why Jules Murray is on the commentary team.
She definitely agrees with what I said earlier. So. But it's a very good point.
She uses better words to describe it, though, David. That's
yeah, I think Jules is probably a bit more eloquent than I am.
Better words? What about buttery backhands? Feathery flicks?
Well, I'm working on it, guys. Come on. So I think the half is over. Canada appear to have 7 and ready to play, with Germany just about lining up now. It's 9-6 to the to the Canadians. Were we calling them the Barbarians? I forget now.
Oh, I can't remember it, David.
Okay.
I just kind of rile out this stuff as it comes into my
Let's just
mind.
change the metaphor later. Mounties? Jules is suggesting the Mounties, but that's probably playing to a stereotype a bit too much. So welcome to those who have just tuned in to the Sky Magazine coverage in the Open Division. This is the final game in power pools of Canada versus Germany. We have the quartet of Liam Grant, Tom Stiles, David Price, and Jules Murray, although I guess Jules will be making notes as she's scouting here for her team, the GB Open team.
I'm excited to see another Mo Brucklacher pull here. He's been soaring him up in the air. I'm sure air traffic control is wondering what's going on around this part of the land.
Yeah, but they haven't stayed in, which is a key factor with pools. Regardless of how high they go and how floaty they are, you need them to stay in, and it's a key skill for a puller. And yet again, as mentioned, flowing out of this far sideline.
The wind is really buffeting us at the top of the stand here. The sun is out to take off the chill of the early part of the day, but the wind is blowing from the camera across the pitch and over the stands. And the commentators up the top of the stands are getting blown about, and so is the disc.
So Jarrett Merrin on the disc. The Germans yet again pulling out this zone that was getting them a lot of turns in the first half, but the Canadians get a little breakthrough to 80. Grook, who now finds his compatriot 33. They swing it all the way back across to 77. Nap resets the group. They're seeing in this cup. Group takes the reset for 33. Right resets again. They're getting very bogged down on this near sideline, but a nice little scuba over the top to 77 Nap. Sorry, 27 Hurst. Now on the disc to 77 now is Nap. Germans have reset to man. Canada always looking for that break. Gets it to Chatter. A little give and go between Chatter and Chatter and Hurst. They're unable to connect that give and go. So Canada now have to play some defense, and the Germans with an attempt at a break.
Mo here again. What can this man do? The maestro, and of course he's jacking it deep and easily finds the receiver. That's the Mo we know and love. Oh, pick on the play.
But does that affect the play on the field? Like both the cutter and the handler didn't stop play.
I think 77 Hugh Knapp had slowed his cut considerably. He didn't seem to be powering into the final yards of that chase.
Mo with the safer option now. Fabian Binder, should I say, back to Mo. The Canadians having difficulty keeping the force on him. Always tricky with a lefty. Schal. Better now from the Germans. Up to Mo, but just couldn't get a hand to it. A very high distance.
Just getting caught in the wind and blowing above the outstretched German arms. It's Canada with the disc once more.
Knapp gets it to Black. Oh, and he goes deep straight away to Chatter, who toes it in. Lovely goal there. Reactions from the Canadians to just take on those options. 10-6, Canada.
Amazing footwork from Chatter. He looked like he was going to be about a metre outside of the end zone, but lifted his legs, caught the disc and carried it, dabbed his both feet down just inside the end zone for a good score. There's a difference between being on the end zone line and being inside the end zone. Make sure of that point straight away. 10-6 to score. Canada re-establishes themselves in this second half.
Good. Gruel there with the assist. Nice little interplay between the Canadians there. Only 2 passes to get that goal. Knapp to Gruel to Chatwa.
Yeah, Boyton Muller getting a difficult job of covering Shada. He seems to be getting free at will. Difficult man to mark. Very long, lanky looking fella.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like my men with a bit of curve, David.
You like your men.
And they like me.
We can keep going like this for a while. Germany on offense.
Good pull there by the Canadians, going for the safer Blady option. Reinhardt to Nico Mueller. Seen that first option so often. Lars Schmidt hits the center of the field. Jensen to 65. Ron. Good patient play here by the Germans. Reinhardt. Lot of option on that flick side. Yeah, gets it off. Good swinging here by the Germans. Reinhardt again. McKenzie kind of sliding into him there and catching his foot completely by accident. As surely all are in this game of non-intentional contact. Tasty inside break there from Reinhardt. Up into space, no problem for the German to take it down. Whoa! Gets a clean out, a sweeping leg there. Nice wrestling move brought out of the arsenal there from the Canadians. Again, completely by accident. Obviously the surface, not too much grip at the moment.
That's Oliver Telfer with the football D.
Yeah, nice sliding tackle there. Nico Mueller looking for that give-go. And an acres of space, and I thought there was going to be a pick call. 53 Jensen thought he had scored there.
For the Americans out there, I mean soccer, not football.
Nico Mueller now putting the space, and this time 53 Jensen gets the goal.
One of the more impressive offensive points from Germany, keeping themselves clean, keeping themselves free of the Canadian mark. That's been the story of the game so far, is the Canadians' ability to get turns on German offense, but that time it was smooth and they kept the disc for a fair amount of time.
I'm not sure if Jules Murray is taking down notes on the Canadians and Germans, or writing down some adjectives, stealing from us Comedy Tree crew.
She thinks a bit of both, but I'll steal that bit of paper with those adjectives later.
She's not even showing the notes that she's written to us. This is secret stuff from a bit of espionage going on up here in the stands. Jules Murray, the GB Open coach, and also part of the Sky magazine commentary crew for this week. The other voices you can hear are Liam Grant. Who is this man?
Yeah, we saw the Germans doing a bit of scouting as well. They've actually 2 official scouts here with them who've been going around with amazing notes. They have little diagrams of fields, taking down set plays, keeping scores on other teams, and very organized, the Germans. Mo again with the pull, maybe a bit safer now. Yeah, choosing a blader option, which I think is a good idea. Really hard to judge this wind with a hanging disc.
So Canada on offense, a different look here from the Germans on D. So Knapp with the disc, swings over and gets it back straight away. Goes deep to Chatwa, but that's too short. Germany now with a chance to break back after the first half taking on a few breaks of their own.
Mo with the disc, the maestro of this German team. Good towing the line there. The Canadians singling on the sideline that he's in. Good play there. Back to Mo. Oh, jacks to the end zone as he does. Oh, the wind just catching that one. And a great grab by Deutschland. 56. Oh, 66 should I say. Jan Schmidt with the goal there.
Yeah, great patience from Germany, trying to keep that disc going and towing the line. They're on the near side of the pitch to the camera. And great reading from Schmidt, watching that disc carefully as it flew over the first German receiver and landed safely in the hands of the taller one. And Germany closing the gap to Canada. Only 2 points there, they trail now.
Mo Brooklocker really grabbing the bull by the horns here. I think about 50% of his touches have been hooks. The lefty really catching the Canadians off on the mark and seems to have no problem putting it in zone every time.
It was a poor deep shot from Canada which led to that turn, and very short of the intended receiver, and really allowing Germany to come over and take that defense. And both teams have really tidied up their O since the start of the game. We might see those turns being really critical, whereas before the disc was coming back if it had been turned. Now it really isn't. Germany pulling, Canada receiving.
Yeah, on that point, Tom, I don't think they're going to get many more of those chances. If Canada decide to tighten up, they're going to have to create some more blocks of their own. A nice pull there by Germany, this time able to keep it in. And Vu going deep straight away, just on the wrong side. I'd argue that 16 had position there. I don't know what the call is though.
That looks like a terrible shout. 16 was in front of the disc, both hands up, and Lamb is claiming, is it Fred Lamb, 23 shirt, claiming to have got the disc, but he's uncontested. It is a turnover.
And straight again, Mo hits the end zone, finding number 26, Butenmuller, Samuel. Oh, and I don't know what's happened here.
As he hit the floor and as the contact from the Canadian player came in, he dropped the disc. Now you could argue that he was stripped due to contact, but also a ground strip may have occurred, which would actually be a turnover.
Yeah, interesting positioning. As Butenmuller ran into the end zone, he cut across to deny the Canadian player any line in towards that disc, really boxed him out effectively.
No, they've agreed it's a goal.
Resigned that. He said, yeah, he took quite a lot of heat in the back from the Canadian defender, and that's contributed to the disc going to ground. Canada giving that disc to the Germans. They score 10-9.
Great spirit seen by the Canadians there. It went to the game advisors for a moment, but one of the Canadians on the sideline stepping in and calling a goal, so not time to use the game advisors, and that's what we love to see. Great stuff there by the Canadians.
Who've just called a timeout, in fact, trying to probably stop some of this momentum that Germany have created in this early part of the second half. Just like we mentioned before, ultimate being a game of runs, and whoever's got a bit of momentum means they might be able to get a few more points on the board and catch up, and that's exactly what Germany need at the point in this game.
Commentator's curse there as well, David. You saying that Germany aren't going to get very many opportunities from the Canadians, and 3 passes later, they give a terrible disc into space. The Germans are all over it, and their aggressive cutting has led to... I mean, impressed by Butenmuller. I think it's worth noting that the second time round, if we get a replay of that, the positioning of Butenmuller as he went towards that disc, taking away any line the Canadians had. Any bid on that disc was denied by superb boxing out. Great line.
Five siblings in total on this German team. Seem to be putting their hands up in the air as they walk to the sideline. Bit of a come at me bro signal being sent to the Canadians. Really turning into a fantastic game here.
So just an update from the Germany-Ireland game.
Great Britain-Ireland game.
Sorry, Great Britain-Ireland game. Too busy paying attention to this game. GB are up 9-7, have taken half. But they are taking a bit of heat from the Irish with a bit of a zone that they're playing against them.
Yeah, and Matthew Staunton, one of the key handlers for Ireland, on the physio table at the moment. I'm not sure if he's going to take any further part in this tournament.
That's always a massive shame when you see key players for your team out and injured. A lot of preparation and hard work, time and effort has gone into getting the full squad out here. Everybody doing their personal work away from the team as well. And see that shortened week is never fun. Canada with the disc now.
Another great pull there from Germany, starting to reel those in, which is being very fortuitous for them. As you can see straight away, Germany there getting the block off what would look and appear to be an easy lead pass.
Dennis Schuler doing well to stay close to his man there and flying his hand at the disc. And Mo Brooklocker taking a timeout there. It was either going to be a timeout or a hook.
There's a vet call there for sure. Get that D, take a timeout, recoup your players, and work out what you're going to do on offense.
This is a huge opportunity for the Deutschland team. If they get this downwind break, they level it up. And Canada, I think, are shaking their shoes right now.
The wind has returned a little bit to more of a crosswind, downwind. So it's a bit of an odd thing. It's coming from the right-hand side of the camera as you're looking at the pitch, and blowing across the pitch and in a sort of a diagonal direction from top right to bottom left, over towards the stands from behind the camera, and it's causing a big effect. You see both these teams huddled quite close to each other, trying to impose themselves on the pitch and impose themselves on each other. The pitch holding up well under an awful lot of traffic you've had on this show pitch so far this week, but it's still looking pristine. The ground staff here at University College London pouring an awful lot of time, effort and pride into making sure that the pitches are in fantastic shape, ready for this tournament this week. And we've got an excellent relationship with the organising committee. They've been out mowing this pitch 3 or 4 times already this week, making sure it is in top condition, and the stands alongside allowing a lot of the players, fans and spectators to get a great view of the games that we've been able to stream for you.
Mo picking up the disc now. What bets are on that he's going to send it to the end zone straight off? One of the Canadians poaching in the lane, just try to stop that hook a little bit. Mo now with a short pass. Number 60 looking to jacket Richard. Oh, and a great save by Mo, the maestro of this German team. Beautiful break there. He may not even have a mark in front of him and it wouldn't matter. Oh, and could have been a strip there.
Yeah, he's conceded that. Too much contact with the body as he went down, causing that ground strip.
David Schall now with the disc. Good defense here by the Canadians, containing the Germans. Number 6 again, Richard with the mohawk. Chase the high release flick, Dylan Freechild style. And as a call in the field, I presume pick. The German not too happy about that one, but I think it's going to be a redo anyway. Looking for Mo on the dump. Gets it off to Mo. Fumbles a little there, but he has it. Oh, and just can't get that one.
Audacious backhand inside out to that corner, but didn't come off this time. The Canadians advancing again.
Merrin on the disc now in his own end zone. He's got to work it out. Oh, and a block there, right on the end zone line.
Woo-wee, Germany, what a hand block. Another chance to score, parked outside his end zone. I think we know who's going to pick up this one.
Crowd here really getting into this game. And there's the Canadians here to our left, your right. Germans to our right, your left.
Mo with the disc, looking to isolate someone. And a tasty break with a huge layout grab. Mo Brucklocker, his biorhythms oscillating at a frequency you don't understand, but it's a call on the disc. What's going on here?
I don't know how he found that gap in there. Maybe just because he's a lefty, he just knows where those holes have appeared. But I think a travel might have been called.
Pulling needles out of haystacks there, Mo. Can he do it again? The dump behind him left completely unmarked just to help clog that lane and stop Mo.
He still wants it over there.
Potential for Shaldis to get the pop in the end zone here. Oh, he just goes for it again. Mo Brucklocker, star of this game so far. I'm sure his brother Aaron is going crazy back in Deutschland right now.
Fantastic stuff. We've got to tied it up at 10 apiece here. The Canadians starting out strong in this game, leading the Germans. Germans seemingly with no answer, but over the last 7 or 8 points, they've reeled the Canadians back in. Mo Brucklocker playing a key part in all of that, but every single member of this German team bringing their defense, getting the turns. Canadians looking like they're on the back foot. What have they got? Can they get back into this game? Incredible stuff here from the open division in this power pool match. Germany, Canada from the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships in London. You're listening to Tom Stiles, Liam Grant and David Price for Skyd Magazine. I'm really hoping you're enjoying what is turning out to be one stunning game of Ultimate.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoying this game. Early on in the game, we thought the Germans looked a bit flat, weren't able to complete their offense, but they've stepped it up. And we now have a stonking game. Jules Murray here thinks that the Germans will come zone and the Canadians will have some sort of huck play. We'll see if her experience and wealth of knowledge will be right with the Germans coming down in a man actually. But the Canadians definitely isolating, looking for that deep option. A cheeky little lefty backhand and sends it to Chatter. A lot of contact there. And the bid from the German defender with a foul called. The German not very happy with that. That's number 11, Matthias Werners.
Yeah, better known as Perle. There was definitely contact. I think there might have been a foul earlier on as they're running it down, kind of maybe throwing him his shoulder, maybe Chatter trying to come across. I think that maybe that last bit might have been clean. I don't know. A bit of argy-bargy, as Tom would say.
Yeah. Oh, in my view, there was definitely contact as they ran into it. He didn't call anything there. Happy to brush that off and run through it. But as the disc went out, I wasn't sure that 11 shirt for Germany got any contact on the disc at all. I think it was all hand. That was just my view.
Well, they've contested it and it's gone back. There's definitely a lot of contact, as we've kind of discussed there, as they were jostling for position.
Often we don't like to see a disc go back, but that was a tricky one to call. I'm sure the game advisor had a difficult decision to make there if she gave an opinion at all.
Oh, I didn't quite expect Carl to come down with that, but Canada now in the last third. Goes all the way around to Vu, but not able to reel it in. Oh, another 77, Hugh Knapp. The wind yet again playing a factor in this game.
Yeah, both teams making mistakes in the wind, but Germany with the disc now.
Vollebert swinging the disc. The Beutenmüller. Voliber again. Mo up in the stack right now. Surprised he's not back running the show. Voliber again. Now to Mo, who sends it straight away, and this one looks pretty. And it's a goal! Close to the line. Different one to see here from the grandstand.
I'm sure we're going to get an instant replay of that one. It was a great disc from Mo. I think he was expecting the wind to pull it back into the pitch a little bit.
It's been called out, yes. And there are many photographers there. We might have even got an Ulti-Photos photo from Kevin Leclerc, who's joined us today, of the toe in or toe out there. So, Vu on the disc. To 24. Sorry, that's Peter Yu now. Peter Yu isolated in his own end zone. And there's a call.
I can't even hear myself think right now. The German and Canadian supporters getting loud.
As are the sidelines from the other side there. Getting fully on the team side.
Yeah, the Stall's coming in on 0, uncontested. Maybe it's not uncontested, but the Canadian player clearly signalling that he thinks the Stall should be coming in on 0. And 27 for Germany is Nikolai Klug. He feels differently about the situation. Game advisor offering their opinion, or not offering their opinion, being asked for their opinion. Game advisors are passive. They don't make active calls, but they are there to offer an impartial voice if required.
Nikolai Kleve on the mark there. Ich spreche ein kleines bisschen Deutsch. And you got to watch out for those W's being a bit of a V there, Tom.
We're having a lot of fun up here in the commentary box for Sky Magazine's coverage. Liam Grant, Tom Stiles, that's myself, David Price, and Jules Murray is sitting here taking a lot of notes. We might get Jules' view of this game if there's another timeout. Germans bringing the game back, and this conversation has gone on too long already.
A lot of whispering going on back here. We're trying to find out what's also going on in the GB Ireland game. A lot of searching of Twitter is going on. But Canada now on the disc. Jules wants them to send it, and they do to Gruel. Chatia with an incredible read. Right over his shoulder, above his head. The force changing all sorts of ways, and a push pass for the goal. I believe there'll be a foul call though on that mark. It did look like he pushed off a little bit. Potentially a pick even. No one using the hand signals that we're used to, so we can't quite tell what's going on up here.
Oh, the pick call was what the game advisors were signaling, but the players on the pitch might have a different view. The game advisors have taken down their arms from the pick call position. Stall's coming in on 2.
Mo Brooklocker getting skied by Chata there, to the stars of this game.
Yep, Chata with the disc now, just on the edge of the end zone line. This is for Canada to hold their offense. Chata wants this reset from Vu. Vu eventually gets it back round. Quite a messy dump reset there. And so he goes for the high lefty to 77 Knapp. Does he toe the line? Is he in? There's a lot of, I know, he doesn't think he was. So yeah, again, another line call stopping a goal for both teams.
Nice to see the game advisors completely passive, hands by the side. No need to go to them. Not making active line calls, in or out. It's waiting just for there to be asked, but Germans have it once more.
The Beutenmüller to Mo. Will he send it? And he does again. And the receiver just thinking it wasn't coming there. And Canadian snagged that one.
Yeah, Peter Vu there, got position, held his ground. Now gets it to Chata. Chata sends it deep. Will Vu will go? No, too far for both Vu and Graal.
Now both teams need to calm right down now. It's got a little bit out of hand with these pinging discs from one end to the other. The game is finely poised in the balance at 10 apiece. If you can't make advantage of the disc when you've got it, maybe a timeout going to be called here. Neither team in any hurry to go and fetch the disc. Chatter from the Canadians is walking back towards it.
It will be the Germans picking it up, though, I'm sure. Mo picking up the disc this time. We've seen him the last 2 or 3 points, starting off in a stack, getting free under and jacking it. Maybe he's just going to go straight to jacking it this time.
Might do the same. I don't think either team want to work it and turn over near their own end zone. But the Germans are known for being really patient. Oh, sorry.
And Mo again jacks it, but a beautiful pass this time. Reeled in by Beutenmüller, who puts it out into space, and it's hanging, and it's a goal! Punkt for Deutschland. Astonishing stuff there. Clever with the goal.
For the first time this game, Germany in the lead. They established that 1-point advantage over Canada. Canada so strong in the early part of this game, where Germany was struggling to find their feet. They were 3 points up at 6-3. But the Germans have gradually clawed their way back into this game, switching up the defense a number of different times. And now the fast discs of Mo Brucklacher have been the key factor in extending their lead, or establishing a lead of 1. And Liam Grant has gone running off to find out the result, or the current situation in that. The crowd's loving the pink trouser outfit that Liam is wearing today as he goes running off down the pitch. And David and Jules, we've got a timeout here on the pitch. What have you made of the 2 different teams and the real momentum change in this game?
Yeah, I think here it's currently looking like Germany have the momentum in this game, and they're a very good team at building this. They've spent a lot of time working together as a team and understanding how to do this type of sort of mental battle with their players against good teams. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. I think early on I called it a Germany win. They've been gunning for Canada since under-20s in 2010 when they lost to them in the semi-final. And then went on to lose to us, so we took the bronze medal. So I'd say a lot of those boys might have been against some of these lads way back then, and they want payback. And Germany they've got a great program over there. They're super disciplined, really patient. Like, all the feedback we've had about them as a team is they're not like your normal sort of young lads that are hotheads. They might have been early on in this game, but I'd say that's probably more nerves. And now what you're seeing is complete faith in their systems, total lockdown, and it's going to be just hard defense the whole way through. Canada, they need to trust themselves a bit more and not keep hucking it. It's not working for them. I think they just need to keep the space around the disc and keep the space in the end zone.
I don't know if the camera picked up Liam's antics as he was running back up here. Yeah, strong systems in the countries that are doing well here in under-23s. Jules Murray giving us the coach's eye view. Jules is coaching the Great Britain under-20, and the disc goes up from Germany, and it's going to be with Canada.
The stalwart, you picking up, getting it to Knapp. They've isolated a man there. They really want to push that deep shot. So Chatia, who's under a lot of pressure. Chatia doesn't like the deep shot he's given. Some nice cutting going upfield, but maybe some missed timings there off the back of the stack. Chatter now on the disc.
It's all about this Chatter Brucklacher battle here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of pressure on both sides in this battle for goals and for the disc here as well. So Chatter on the disc takes the easy option for 23. Lamb goes around to you, immediately swinging. almost in a split position to Knapp. Knapp comes inside, back to Lamb. He dishes out to Yu. Yu goes deep. Not even deep, just a nice lead pass to 97. Guo. Guo wants to reset. Does so to Yu. Fakes out his man. Gets it to Knapp. And Knapp with the easy dish off to 23. Fred Lamb. Some very smooth offense there by Canada. Taking open options and punishing the Germans for any small errors they're making by stepping off their man.
Yeah, Hugh Knapp with the fantastic cut just in front of the end zone there, getting free of his defender, sprinting into open position and an easy dish into the end zone. And 11 apiece.
Just got word from the Ireland GB game. Ireland up 12-11 now. Nah, they're not. Jules Murray not buying that one at all. Her team are looking a little comfortable, I hate to admit it. 11-7 now.
Yeah, it's now 12-7. I've just had confirmation from one of my Twitterers.
I might want to start ordering some gelato now, I think. I don't know if there's enough ice cream in that truck.
Just buy the truck, Liam.
You should just buy the whole GB team in gelato, because that's what you're going to be owing at this rate.
Yeah, getting just desserts for my smack talk.
Jules Murray, if you couldn't quite hear there, saying she expects a lot of bids from this Canada line. Probably trying to get their breaks back now.
I don't know if Jules Murray is a commentator or a punter here, but she likes to call bets out.
Germany with the disc.
A little bit of a zone look from Canada. We haven't seen too much of that. Probably a good idea since the hooking game Germany are going for. Nico Mueller running the show here. Still in their own end zone. Don't look too worried though. Canada doing exceptionally well to contain this. Germany taking plenty of passes to get out of this end zone. Oh, what a D! A bit of contact there.
The Canadian parents not very happy with that call.
Yeah, we've been surrounded by players and supporters from both sides, but I think the story there is that Lars Schmidt has got a clattering on the way through, clutching his arm as he takes a substitution. But it did look like a D and a turnover for Canada.
Yeah, Lars is a big fella out there, and it takes a lot to take him down, so I hope he's okay. Continue this discussion kind of without Lars as he's injured. Samuel Beutenmuller. Difficult one to call. Seems like a lot of people in a heap there. What do you think, David?
I mean, I can't really tell from this far away, but it did look a bit like a lot of contact was made. Seems like the players have agreed that it didn't affect the grab. So Canada now knocking on Germany's door. Vu with the disc. And lovely little shot into that front corner. Canada now with that break that they're looking for. Couldn't quite see who scored it, but a wonderful little throw there from Vu.
Yeah, this game really moving backwards and forwards. The momentum with Germany for the last 20 minutes or so. But you just feel with the Canadians jumping in and invading the pitch there that they've scored a little mental blow, a little kick in the teeth for the Germans.
And a battle there for the celebrations. Canada taunting almost, but the Germans doing their very typical gun show celebration to stand in front of them and defend their honor.
Yeah, Vu there locking and loading his rifle and pinging that one straight to his Canadian teammate. Impressive stuff, almost like shooting a moose, that one.
Didn't we have ripping off a cat's head earlier? No, bear's head. Bear's head. Yeah.
Time in the gym, ripping off the bear's head.
It's a gruesome match, David. It's a gruesome
It's a
game.
battle to the death.
Well, this one really could go either way. Both teams with the ability to take it.
Some would say a battle royale. For those of you who are a bit of a frisbee nerd, there is an AUDL team, I think in Toronto, called the Royals.
Royal de Montreal.
Montreal, sorry.
Germany now. Canada coming out in the zone, which proved effective last time. Patient so far, the Germans. Oh, and a tasty pass there by the Germans, threading the needle. Really difficult throw to execute. Whoa, barely putting any spin on that one, Nico Mueller. There we go, that's the stuff we like to see from him. Two guys streaking deep, but looks it off, one coming under, great play. Time cap there. Big backhand put out of space for Nico. Oh, great grab. I think this one should be called up.
Yeah, even from our perspective up here in the stands, that looked like he was up. And most of the crowd, in fact, all the crowd here agreeing with that call.
Boyton Mueller looking to jam it in. It's a pick call.
Canadians transitioning to a markup defense.
Samuel now finding Nico. Oh, what a layout D!
I totally missed that, so I've got something in my eye, but that was Vu. Sorry. You with a, sounds like a peachy layout D. Oh, and a very cheeky backhand over the shoulder to Vu. Vu goes deep to Grohl, who makes a huge grab, and 45 is totally free to toe it in, and that's another break for the Canadians. Now 13-11 up. Have they done enough to close the game out with the time cut going on? That would be a game to 14.
What looked like to be a German score to even it up. Canadians come out of nowhere and start throwing some muscle around this field. Exceptional play. Once they got that D, it was just play after play after play up the whole field.
Exceptional work from PTU with that initial D, laying out horizontal, predicting where the disc was going to go, just baiting it a little bit maybe. And then William Vu taking the big disc down at the side of the pitch, pointing to the end zone and wanting the deep shot to go, sending it and trusting the receiver to take it, and it was an easy score in the end for Malcolm Bryson for the Canadians. And what a switch around we've had from 25 minutes of German pressure, pinning the Canadians back and scoring point after point. And now the Canadians having a little bit of a run themselves. They're a point away from taking this one in the power pool, in the mixed division. It's in the open division.
Not too many women out there, Tom. I don't know if you've noticed.
Did he say mixed?
I did.
He said mixed, didn't he?
Yeah, it's been a long day already.
The Germans calling 7 men on the line here.
Jules Murray pointing out that the number 24, Peter Yu, has had a lot of points on. He's definitely one of their key players here on both offense and defense, even with his considerable height mismatch at times.
This zone proving dividend for Canada, really stopping this man here, Mo, from getting the hooks off he wants. And a big call here. What looks like to be a drop from number 53, Jensen. I don't even know that pass was intended for him. I think Nico was looking for the big throw to Lars Schmitz, and Jensen just in the way. Canadians seemed determined that this one was down.
We had 3 goes at grabbing it. The first one was the first catch. He had a second dab at it and eventually scoops it up. But how close was it to the floor? I think it was blindsided from us, from our point of view. David's pointing to the floor. The instant replay is probably giving you a pretty good view of what actually happened there. The game advisor has strolled into the middle of the pitch, and I think a couple of game advisors there now. Oh, it was hard to see from this side of the pitch, and it seems like Schollen has given that one up.
Yeah, good call there by the Germans.
So this is Canada with a chance to take the game, and typified by this huge. And they've gone straight for the goal, and the game is over. From Germany getting a load of breaks to come back in this game, Canada just take it off them. Supposedly not the game.
No, it is a game. It is a game.
It must be the game as the time cap went on during the last point.
That's just the Germans' thing. They're doing this two hands in the air thing. I'm not quite sure what it means. Is it the bird right there? Yeah, we are. But yeah, amazing work from the Canadians, just crushing the life out of the German team at the end of this game. Impressive stuff, Canada. Brian Gissel from the Canadian Ultimate and WFDF in the stands to watch that one, with an awful lot of Canadian fans and German fans cheering for what we've seen an absolutely fantastic match in this open division power pool. Canada defeating Germany. They started strong. Germans came back. They took the lead, but the Canadians finished out by really applying themselves. And the eventual score, Brandon G. What a game we've seen here, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we said it early on that it would go back and forth a lot. And actually, I thought the Germans had the momentum there in the second half. But typifying North American teams, they never really give up, and they always have a plan C or plan D. And I think the Germans definitely pushed the Canadians to take that third or fourth option. But yeah, again, Canada coming back from what looked like, you know, bad momentum on their side, and able to get those 2 or 3 breaks at the end and win the game.
Now that wraps up our coverage of this game. Germany